Hey guys, how's it going? I hope everyone is doing well, day or night, whenever you see this or tune in. Let me just adjust this light because it's doing too much. Okay, hold on. It's super bright. Okay, maybe that's better. I still can't see you guys. I feel like I'm blind. Um, yeah, I wish there was another way we could do the lighting, but I'll just hopefully adjust my eyes to you guys. All right. As I'm hitting the table. Sorry about that. Okay. So hopefully the sound is good and everybody can hear. So yes, welcome. Like I was starting to say, everyone is welcome. We all have Pisces and Aries somewhere in our chart. We're going to be doing separate readings for each sign. It's just in one video. So I will be providing timestamps after the live is done for some people who just want Pisces or who just want Aries. Okay. I'll also be providing for Aries a link or a timestamp. I mean, for when I've done the shuffling and when the shuffling, or if you want to see it. Okay, so it'll say like Aries before shuffling, Aries after shuffling. Okay, so I always like to give people options as well. But yes, these are both general readings, so they can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, money, etc. Okay, and they are both timeless readings. So for some people, they could resonate for exactly May 2023, but they could also go either way on each side. So they could resonate a little bit in the past by a couple months or even a little bit in the future. So just take it how it may resonate for you. And I always say never force a reading. If it doesn't feel like your reading, it maybe isn't your reading. So always feel free to check out your other placements, what your sun, moon, and rising sign is. And if you don't know how to do that, there's a lot of different free websites where you can get a free birth chart online. And even if you don't know your exact birth time, you can find out a lot about yourself or about another person as long as you know where they were born, and yeah, it's either the birth time if you have it, where you were born, and of course your birthday, the day, right? All right. So anyway, always like to say that for some people who maybe aren't aware. But for the other people, thank you for being patient when I have to repeat certain things. Okay. So anyway, Pisces, I've already taken your photo here for this reading. So I always like to provide a photo for each reading that I'm doing for some people if they want to look at it later to get more insight or to look at all the cards together. So I will be doing that again after the live is done. So if that's something that you're interested in or want to see, it's really simple. All you have to do is click in the description box below after the live is done, and then just follow the instructions there on how to get to my Facebook page. All right, so with all that being said, I think we covered all that stuff we talk about in the beginning. So let's go ahead now and ground ourselves and get into the Pisces energy, even though I was already in it since I just shuffled for you guys. But this is a great time too, like depending on your day or night or whenever, right? It's always good to take a couple of deep breaths and just reconnect with your body, let go of anything you might be holding on to. All right, so just be aware too if you're sensitive to sound. It may be loud for a few moments, but not forever. So let's go ahead and do a sound bell here for Pisces. And also, this is a great free way. It's a great way for me to also ground myself and make sure I'm a clear channel for the spirits to give you guys the clearest messages. All right, so here we go for Pisces. All right, Pisces. Let's see what we have for you for May 2023. All right. So we'll go ahead and call out your cards here and then kind of go in order and I'll explain everything. All right. But we're going to talk about the first four cards at the top that really are the main part of your reading. Okay. So each one of these cards at the top may correspond to a week's time frame or so, right? Nothing is set in stone. So it's kind of, you know, just a general guideline, okay? I want to point the camera down a little bit more too, just so you guys can see the cards at the top a little bit better. I don't know if that helps a little bit. Let's see. Okay. I'll just wait for it to focus again because this is not my usual setup. If you guys see me before, you know, so just be patient and bear with me. Hopefully, I will definitely be back to my regular office setup the next series of readings. Okay. All right. So, dear Pisces, let's see what we have for you. So, we have the Six of Cups in the reverse position, the Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position. Excuse me. The Prince of Swords in the right, the Star in the right side up position. All right. So, we'll go over the other cards later. They want me to talk, Spirit wants me to talk to you about these cards over here. And then, of course, we do these more towards the end. All right. So let's talk about also the possible time frames, right? So the first card can be from energy around May 1st through the 8th. Second card can be from around May 9th through the 15th. Third card can be from around May 16th through the 22nd. And fourth card can be from around May 23rd through May 31st. And again, it's not set in stone, and I'll say the dates again when we're on each card. All right. But yeah, let's see here, Pisces, dear Pisces, and thanks again also for being patient. I was trying to get all the readings out by May 1st, but there's just a lot of adjustments going on right now for me. So Mercury retrograde and construction and all sorts of fun things. So anyway, here we are, divine timing, Pisces, okay? But I want to look at real quickly before we get too deep into your reading what the other zodiac frequencies are showing up here in your reading. For some people, they may be interested in that, okay? So as far as the major arcana, you have the Wheel of Fortune right here and your present, current possibilities, energies. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune has four different zodiac signs associated with it. So you've got Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus. Okay, you also have the Star card over here. So that's Aquarius energy again. So what does this mean for some people? It means that you could be dealing with Aquarius, sun sign Aquarius. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, or you could be dealing with a Taurus or a Leo. If not, it could be referencing one of those seasons of this year, of last year, even next year. Or it's an area in your birth chart or the other person's birth chart that can give you more clues or insights, okay, about what's currently going on in your life or just in general. Or the zodiac signs mean nothing to you at all, and you're like, let's just go to the reading. All right. But I do like to mention it. Now, to count though here, Pisces, you technically have three major arcanas. Okay. So you got the Wheel of Fortune, the Star, and then you have the Magician over here. So the Magician is a little bit of Gemini Sagittarius energy, but it's not their official card. So you can add that to the list of, again, zodiac frequencies: Scorpio, Aquarius twice, Leo, Taurus, Gemini, Sagittarius. All right. So putting that aside, right, just in the back note, in the back of your brain somewhere, or throwing it away, whatever makes sense to you. Let's also talk about your minor arcana, what it is, like the majority of your minor arcana. Okay, which one is the most dominant one? Okay, so let's cup here. Yes, let's talk about the cups right off the bat. Here, Pisces, you've got 4 cups cards here. So that's probably going to be a majority of your minor arcana, but I just want to double check. We also have sacred circles or pentacles. We've got earth sign energy over here, swords, air sign energy, and the rest are majors. Okay, so of course it's going to definitely be the cups is your majority of your minor arcana. So Pisces, we're on cue for you, right? Or depending on where you have Pisces in your chart, if you're not a sun sign Pisces, right? Because everyone may be coming with different Pisces energy. Even if it doesn't say Pisces in your chart, it could be the house of Pisces. So anyway, we've got the cups in the tarot talk about our emotions. Okay, Pisces, you're a water sign, and cups, we do sometimes from time to time drink water in our cups, right? And our bodies are 90% water. So, what does this mean? This could be an underlying theme to your reading here, Pisces, that there is a lot of emotions, right? But some of the questions that may come up, as an example, would be, or for the other person, multiple people, general environment situation, however you come to this reading. So some of those examples of questions could be, what are my emotional priorities, my emotional boundaries, what makes me emotionally fulfilled and happy, right? Just again, all of those emotion, water sign energy, okay? I also said that you had earth sign energy over here, air sign energy kind of twice, but you don't officially have a fire sign. Well, no, you do have one fire sign card. I take that back. Um, so yeah, you have earth, air, water, and fire. So actually, you have a little bit of everything. All right, which is good as far as balance. Okay, so I take that back. I forgot this was a fire card. All right, but let's see though, because now this is again just the general kind of sense of what's going on. But let's get into the nitty gritty, as they say, right? All the details. Okay, so your first card here, Pisces, for the beginning of May, is the Six of Wands in the reverse position, and we said this could be from around May 1st through the 8th. All right. But this in particular, because it's your first card, could be energy we're picking up from the recent past and whatever that means for you, okay? Or for them, etc. All right. With this Six of Cups in the reverse position, there could be um, this feeling of, it feels more like a good reversal here for you, Pisces, in your reading because of the cards that follow it and also because of what's underneath it. And we'll get into that in a moment. But it feels like somebody or something is now getting more of an adult perspective on something, or it could be that somebody is stepping away from the past, right? So the Six of Cups in the right side up position, we see this alchemist teacher with his young student, right, pupil. And so they're both teaching each other something if they're open to it. But the Six of Cups has this feeling of nostalgia, right, of being a student or something from the past. Okay, so because it is in the reverse position, somebody or something is leaving this energy from the past. They're leaving it, or you're leaving it, or the energy is clearing from it. Okay, they're saying, now I want to be more in that adult energy. I've learned some things in the past, maybe, right? And now I want a more adult perspective of seeing both the light and the dark. When we talk about the Six of Cups, if it was right side up, it would be this childhood nostalgic feeling where perhaps everything is rose colored glasses, or things are easier in some sense, right? When we were children, as far as like paying bills and that kind of thing, right? But this energy again is a good reversal because of the cards that follow it. Okay, but now let's look what's underneath it, because this is where spirit wants me to talk to you about what kind of came before this, what made it possible for this Six of Cups in the reverse position to come out. So these all four cards on the bottom are all past energy. Okay, so let's see what we have here for you, Pisces. You've got the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Knight of Wands in that reverse position. Sorry, this lighting is crazy. There we go. Right as the commercial comes on my radio. Hold on, let me turn that down. All right, that's just for the dogs. Okay, so hopefully you can kind of generally see the imagery in the cards and all that good stuff. All right, but with this Queen of Cups in the reverse position and the Knight of Wands in the reverse position, it looks like here, Pisces, again, we're talking about it with this Six of Cups in reverse. It looks like here, this lighting, is somebody in the past perhaps was not in touch with their emotions in a certain way. They possibly weren't being assertive. They weren't being a king or a queen of cups, right? They maybe were generally aware of some emotional undertones of something, but perhaps they weren't as assertive with it, okay, with that Queen of Cups in the reverse position. It could also be with the King of Wands here in that reverse position, Pisces, that there was in the past some type of medium sized communication opportunity or offer that perhaps was put on hold or wasn't well received or it just wasn't time for it, okay, in the past. Fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, not their particular card, but the energy's there, okay? So it feels in general here, Pisces, that in the past there was a little bit of this kind of stifling energy, if that makes sense. Like the Queen of Wands to me, I'm sorry, not the Queen, the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Wands in that reverse position. Somebody doesn't feel sure of their emotions, but also that could have been why this opportunity, medium-sized opportunity or communication didn't come in. When we say medium-sized, it means it wasn't super big communication or offer opportunity, but it wasn't necessarily small either. It was kind of in between. It could have also been that if somebody was stifling their emotions or they weren't assertive in their emotions in some way here in the past, that could have affected somebody's health, because when we talk about wands or staves, it can be our health, but it doesn't have to be. But trying to think of the way to say it. Yeah, it's almost like, so they call, let's start there, right? They call the Knight of Wands in this deck Lord of Flame and Lightning. Okay. You can kind of see here with the light. But remember, it's reversed. So it made me kind of think of like, you know how the air gets kind of staticky before a storm? Like, you know, it's going to rain and it might have lightning and thunder, but it hasn't happened yet. So that's kind of what this energy feels like down here. Okay. But let's go below it to get even more insight. Again, past energy. So it could be a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. for you, the other person, general environment situation. But again, we're talking about why the Six of Cups is showing up here in the reverse position. So we've got the King of Sacred Circles over here, Earth sign energy, and the Eight of Cups on the right side up position. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, water sign energy, which is you, Pisces, right? But basically here, there could have been a masculine energy, whether it was a man or someone displaying masculine energy, that wanted to pass something down to someone. Okay, so this King of Sacred Circles in the past, it can be a card that talks about just lost the word I was thinking of, inheritances, right? So what is he passing down? He's playing the drums and he's the king. So let's say he's talking to some younger teenagers, young adults. He wants to give them knowledge, right? He wants to pass something down. But because he is in this deck a sacred circle or pentacle, he could be wanting to not only pass down wisdom, but pass down something financially. But if it's not finances, again, it could be more on the value side or wisdom side. Okay. So when you put that together, sorry, it goes this way. With the Eight of Cups, this could have made someone really take a break. And again, ask those questions we talked about as an example in the beginning of the reading. What are my emotional priorities, boundaries? What makes me emotionally happy? All of those things. So when this person, you yourself, Pisces, or someone else, general environment situation, or just the energy, did this, they went to take a break to ask those important questions about what am I inheriting? What am I passing down? What am I getting if it's on the other side? What am I receiving? Right? So this possibly puts some pressure on someone or on the energy, right? So then it goes back to the other two cards we talked about, somebody feeling how did I say it? Emotionally not assertive. And then this medium-sized opportunity or communication that wanted to come in from you to you, from someone else, from your spirit guides, whatever it is, it wasn't the right time. So when you put that all together, just to sum up, and then we're going to move forward, for this Six of Cups in the reverse position, somebody needed to grow up to be assertive about themselves emotionally so they don't pass by opportunities, but also so they can inherit something, receive something, but also be able to then later pass something down like way in the future. Okay. So it can again becoming more adult or just straight up leaving the past behind, leaving someone from the past behind, um, to move forward. Okay. So that's how we're starting off here with your reading, Pisces. Now, whatever this energy is in the beginning of May, nothing lasts forever, right? So then the energy shifts, and the rest of your reading is now for momentum and progress. Okay. So this little period of time, whatever it is, a week or two for you, right? It depends on everyone's different, is an energetic blockage, gentle reminder, or challenge. So the energy completely slowed down and stopped here. And now, by the beautiful second week or so of May, we said could be from around May 9th through May 15th, we have the Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position. So now luck is on your side. Things are turning in your favor, or for the other person, for the general environment situation. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune is about Jupiter energy, okay? Jupiter is the planet of expansion. Whatever it touches, it expands, right? So that's why people always tend to say, in the mind, body, spirit, metaphysical, new agey world, spiritual world, that you are what you think, or you are what you focus on, and that's what you attract, the law of attraction, right? So when the Wheel of Fortune shows up here, it's moving the energy along. There's more forward momentum and progress, but it's also um, bringing that Aries, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo energy um, together with the alchemy energy, bringing all the fire, earth, air, water that you had throughout your reading, which was really good and balanced, um, to manifest something in a larger way, perhaps, right? And this could have been something that was planned, um, and really looked forward to for a lot of you guys here. We have like the imagery in the card in this deck is there's a little book here. And then, of course, if you think of any wheel, right, we're talking about the Wheel of Fortune, but if you think of the wheel of the year, the wheel of the seasons, right, we kind of know to a certain point, at least as far as the weather is going to go, right? Those kind of things. And so this has a lot, of course, to do with astrology. Now, when we're talking about the second week here, Pisces, some of you guys may already know, right? We do have the wonderful big Mercury going direct on May 14th. Okay, so that could be part of, what's going on here collectively for you, Pisces. So, of course, when the planet starts to go direct, it's going to stop first from going backwards, stop completely, and then slowly build its normal speed going forward. Okay. So that's just kind of like a side note. But then as we merge here, Pisces, from your second to third week, then you have the Prince of Swords in the right side up position. Sorry, let me turn this down. And so that's, beautiful, right? So now we have possibly another medium-sized opportunity or communication or offer that's going to come in perhaps during that third week of May 16th through the 22nd or so, right? But this young prince. He's got his eyes closed. He's meditating. There's water behind him, water in the tarot. Emotions, Pisces, water, right? So he's using his emotions along with his intellect, air sign energy, his sword in that right side up position. So he's meditating, he's moving forward, and he's perhaps bringing this communication or offer, okay? Again, we say medium-sized offer because it's not a page in the tarot, it's not small, and it's not a king, which would be like large, but it is something still like substantial here. And this feels really good for you, Pisces. All right. You do have, again, double Aquarius energy here in your reading. Okay. So always cool to check out where you may have Aquarius in your chart. But we go from the Prince of Swords in the right side up position in your third week to your fourth week here, the Star in the right side up position. Pisces. I forgot to say this earlier in the beginning, right? But you've got three major arcanas, right? And two or two and a half are in the present current possibilities, probabilities, and part of this one over here is in the past. So what does that mean? The more major arcanas you have back to back or in that present energy, the more changes could be taking place. Okay. So they look like really positive changes, right? And that may get you excited or get the other person excited, multiple people excited, environment, situation. Because when the star card now shows up, and this is known as the creative artist card, okay? She's got one foot on land, one foot in the water, and she's looking up at the sky, the scar. Maybe there's a scar. Someone has a scar. I don't know why I said that. But she was looking up at the sky to the star, okay? And so that represents the hope and inspiration, planning things for the future, but she's also trying to be balanced. So Aquarius energy, air sign energy, right? Coming in and saying, well, what if I do this? What if they do that, right? It's like, it's a little bit of daydreaming energy, okay? Again, in the water, in the emotions, looking up at the star. But then she still has one foot on land to keep herself grounded, right? So that's one thing to note here too, Pisces, because you have an earth sign card back over here in the past, but not so much in the present. So it's just like a small little, like, hey, just remember during all of these changes, which are looking really positive, or looking like a lot of progress for momentum, all those things, just to take time to ground yourself, okay, or ground the other person. But let's keep going and see what else we have here for you, Pisces, okay? So now we're going to talk about your tarot. Sorry, 1 second. No, no, come here. Shh, 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 shh. We're going to talk about your tarot confirmation card, which is a combination of past and future energy, like I said, and it is another major arcana, okay? So here we have the beautiful magician in the right side up position here, Pisces, okay? So this card is coming in and confirming all four cards, all 4 weeks that we kind of just talked about. And again, it is past and future. So it's like it's up to you or it's up to the other person, general environment situation. But the magician is the ultimate manifester, right? Here you see this wizard, like cool badass guy. He's got his wand up in the sky, right? He has all the minor arcana in the tarot underneath him in his little circle. So he's got the cups, the wands, the swords, and the pentacles. Okay. And then we also see over here, really funny, it was Mercury or the Hermes, okay, which is the name of my dog who's just barking, right? So Hermes is the messenger, right? He's the healer, the trickster, all those things. So we see Hermes in the background and we see that messenger energy. So the magician is manifesting his energy to use it to communicate to the universe whatever he wants, right? And so this energy is possible here for you, especially because it's following the star card. Okay, so you could see the star card. God, this lighting is terrible. Sorry, guys. You could see the star card. There we go. As a manifesting card as well, right? So again, tapping into what is possible, not limiting yourself or the other person, general environment situation, but also remaining grounded. So it's like daydreaming, creative energy, but just really getting in that manifester energy to, again, create whatever it is you want to create in your life. You have that energy possible here towards the end of May, even beginning of June here, Pisces. But it looks really good. It feels good. You had that one little energetic blockage, but it was actually not even, it was a good reversal because of what followed and how it felt to me intuitively. Okay, so again, this is a really beautiful reading, Pisces. And I know I have a lot of Pisces in my chart. I can't remember now off the top of my head. I'm going to go check though, see how maybe this is going to be affecting me because this is good for you guys. Okay. But before you go and before we switch over to Aries, we're also going to talk about your oracle card for this time period and beyond. So it's this beautiful naked woman dancing and this pretty skirt of hers flowing in the background. And it says, follow your own rhythm. Okay, how beautiful is that? All right, so I'm going to read a little bit of what the book has to say here, but I'm going to try to summarize as much as possible. Okay, so Pisces, again, this is your oracle card for this time period or beyond. All right, so it says, deep within you, you're moved by an ancient, powerful force that cannot be tamed. It is the rising pulse of your connection to the life force. You feel it in your bones, in your blood, in your heart, and in your belly. When there is something dying within, you sense it fading away, no longer needed. You sense it when it is time to rest and be patiently in transition. You feel the stirring of aggravation and restlessness when new life calls for you to create, to act, to step forward, and to take risks. You know that you march to your own beat, that no one else can tell you what your inner rhythms are, and that you must trust in your own timing. You cannot be rushed or forced, nor can you be held back when it is time to burst forth. Life celebrates and supports the life celebrates and supports the natural rise and fall of your inner rhythms. That's beautiful. It says this oracle brings you the special message that you cannot miss what you are destined for, nor will you gain anything by trying to push yourself. Okay, cycles. We're talking about cycles, the Wheel of Fortune, right? Your second week. Trust in life cycles within, and you will feel the perfect balance between effort and surrender, discipline and letting go. That's beautiful. All right, let's see what else. Here, sum this up because I'm not going to read like 3 pages to you guys. All right. Blah, 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 blah. All right. So this is a little meditation you can do if you feel guided, or you can just listen, right? But it says, say the following aloud to get into the energy more of this card. I now release any unhealthy attachment to the structures, routines, and belief systems of others that are preventing me from assessing and honoring my inner sacred rhythms. May I be assisted through unconditional love to know the truth of my own timing. I love myself enough to give myself rest when needed, to trust in my own timing and not feel forced or rushed. I believe in myself enough to make healthy, inspired risk and action when the timing feels right to me. I trust in my inner rhythms. They are wise and helpful. Through unconditional love, so be it. Okay. So that is beautiful, right? It's good stuff for any time, any sign, any season, all that. But that's especially for you, Pisces. All right. So that is your reading, and I hope you got something from it. Always feel free to let me know sorry, the table's shaking. Let me know in the comments down below if you feel guided. Also, a couple of free ways to support the channel here is if you like this video and you haven't subscribed, you can subscribe. It is free. It just notifies you when I put out new videos. Also, you can like this video, give it a thumbs up or even a thumbs down if you didn't like it. It just lets YouTube's algorithms know that people are interacting with the video, and it then shares it more with others. Okay. And the other way, free way to support the channel is sharing this video to your own social media if you feel guided, or just even passing it along to friends or family. All right, so thank you guys so much. So we're now going to transition into the Aries energy. Aries, we haven't forgot about you. It's your time. All right, so I'm going to look at the time. We're about 35 and a half minutes. So I'll make a mental note for later for like the timestamps and stuff, okay? So now we're going to let the cards charge with the crystals a little bit before we do some shuffling. All right, and of course we'll also do another sound bell to kind of tune in and tune out and refocus, all that good stuff. Okay, let's see here. Again, I hope everyone's doing all right so far, holding on during this Mercury retrograde. I think Pluto went retrograde too. I did my astrology notes video before I do all the other signs, and then I have to go back. Yeah. So Pluto went retrograde on May 1st, and today is the 3rd, the 2nd. What day is it? It's the 3rd. Okay. So there you go. But yeah, if you feel guided, I do have that other astrology notes video, if that's something you want to find out more about. All right. But yes, things are in retrograde and can have us coming out of Pluto in retrograde, perhaps finding more truth that we couldn't understand before, or trying to reassess what is truth for us, right? What is our transformation? What does it mean to transform? All those things. All right. So let's go ahead and do a sound bell here for you, Aries. Again, we're releasing the Pisces energy, and now we're going to get into fire sign Aries. Excuse me. The ram, right? Not the ram. Yes, the ram. I always do that. I always confuse the goat and the ram for a second, just because they both have their horns. Okay, but one's curled and one's up. So, yes, Aries. So again, we're going to release anything that we've been holding on to in our body, mind, spirit at this time when we hear the sound bell. Also feel guided to just take a couple of deep breaths if you want. And again, we're just regrounding ourselves, you and I, and also it's a good way for me to help channel the messages as clearly as possible from spirit or from the spirits for you guys. Okay, so and for me to get my words together and just take a moment. All right, so here we go. It will be loud for a brief moment, but then we'll continue. So we're going to do this sound bell for Aries. All right, Aries. That was a good one. We also do the sound bell to clear the energy of the cards. I forgot to say that. All right, but let's go ahead and do some shuffling here for you, Aries, and see what spirit wants to communicate to you about May. All right, so spirits guide my hands. Messages for fire sign Aries for May 2023. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? We'll see if it comes back out later. All right. I like it when they kind of peek out like that. Okay. It was the Queen of Cups. So let's see. Spirit guide my hands. Messages for fire sign Aries, the Ram, for May 2023. What do they need to see? What do they need to know for their highest vibration? One more. Let's see. Spirits guide my hands. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for fire sign Aries for their own highest vibration and good and truth for May. Wow, these cards are huge. For May 2023 Aries. Okay, that was a weird shuffle, but not to worry because we're going to do our fish pond, as I like to call it. Okay. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for Aries, fire sign Aries, the Ram. For May 2023, 4 cards only, please, Spirit. Messages for Aries. Messages for Aries for their highest vibration and truth. Aries. Messages for Aries. Fire sign Aries for May 2023. Okay, we want it. Messages for Aries. Fire sign Aries, the Ram, for May 2023. Messages for Aries. What does Aries need to see? What does Aries need to know? All right, and then we're going to take the top and the bottom of the deck, and we'll confirm with Spirit in a little bit how they want to receive those cards, if they want reverse, right side up, etc. Okay, so let's go ahead and shuffle this deck here as well. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for fire sign Aries, the Ram, for May 2023. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? One card only, please, Spirits. Messages for fire sign Aries, the Ram, for May 2023. This one really wants to come out. All right. So then we're also going to do the same thing. We're going to take top, bottom, deck here. Spirit, guide my hands, please. On love and light, respect and reverence before, during, and after. Thank you for all advice, wisdom, guidance given. Thank you for releasing. May for Aries, May 2023. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Fire sign Aries, one card only, please, for May 2023. Okay, so that's the one they want. Came out quick. We'll just leave that there for a second. I'll turn to the page and leave it for later. What is it? 41. There we go. Okay. And let's put all this stuff more together so I can see it and it's not all over the place. Okay. I'm not sure. We'll double check. Let's see. All right. Spirits, did you want the Two of Swords in the reverse position to represent the first tarot card for this Aries reading? Okay, thank you. And Spirits, did you want the Prince of Cups in the reverse position to represent the second tarot card for this Aries reading? Thank you. And Spirits, did you want the Prince of Swords in the reverse position to represent the third tarot card for this Aries reading? They're saying no and yes. Spirits, please give me a clear and definitive yes or no answer. Do you want the Prince of Swords in the reverse position as a third tarot card for this Aries reading? Okay, so they want it there. We'll leave it. Let's double check these other ones. Spirits, did you want the Emperor in the reverse position to represent what's on top of this Hermetic Tarot deck for this Aries reading? Thank you. And Spirits, did you want the Three of Staves in the reverse position to represent what's on top of this Ancestral Path Tarot deck for this Aries reading? No? Okay, double check. Spirits, just to make sure, did you want the Three of Staves in the right side up position to represent what's on top of this Ancestral Path Tarot deck for this Aries reading? Yes, okay, they want that there. And Spirits, last but not least, did you want the Nine of Sacred Circles in the reverse position to represent what's on bottom of this Ancestral Path Tarot deck for this Aries reading? Yes? Okay. So they want that there. We'll leave it. I'm going to take a quick picture and then we'll get started. So excuse the noise here for a moment. All right. We got our photo for later. Okay. Let's see. What time are we at now? About 46 and a half minutes. Okay. So I'll make a mental note and I will put that in the timestamps for later. All right. So for people just tuning in later, right, this is a general reading. It can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, money, etc. It is a timeless reading. Everyone is welcome. We all have Aries somewhere in their chart. All right. So let's see. Also, if you want to see the photo after the live is done, you just click in the description box below and you follow the little instructions on how to get to my Facebook page to see the photo. And some people like to look at it more up close in detail or just have it for later. But yeah, let's see what we have here for you, Aries. So we've got these 4 cards at the top that we're going to start off with. So you can see all of them. So let's call them out. We've got the Two of Swords in the reverse position. We have the Prince of Cups in the reverse position. We have the Prince of Swords in the reverse position. And then at the end, the Queen of Swords in the right side up position. So interesting. We'll get into it. But yes, Aries, let's see here. You only have 2 major arcanas, which is not necessarily a good or bad thing, right? But it is, one is in the past position and one is half in the past, half in the future. All right, so this is the point of the reading where I talk about the other zodiac signs showing up in your reading. So you have your official card here, the Emperor, Aries energy, and then you have the Wheel of Fortune over here, which is 4 different zodiac sign energies. So we're talking about Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus. So what does this mean, Aries? It means you could be dealing with another Aries or a Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, or Taurus sun sign, or you have a lot of that in your chart, or they do. Or it is referencing Aries season of this year, of last year, of next year. Same thing for Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus. Or it's an area in your chart or their chart that can give you more insight or some clues or hints about what's going on here for you or for them. Or it means nothing at all, but I just like to call it the signs in the beginning as far as the major arcanas. All right. So now let's see Aries where we have the majority of your minor arcana. Okay. So you've got 3 swords. It's probably going to be swords, but let's double check. You also have 2 pentacles, 1 wand, and a cup. So let me just double check. Yes. So it's going to be the swords. Yeah, definitely. All right. Just double checking. All right, Aries. So what does that mean? It can be an underlying theme to your reading. It can talk about our crown chakra, our logical mind, air sign energy, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But it is about possibly for some our mental health. So an example of questions would be like, is my mental health in a good place, a not so good place, etc.? Or am I being logical, or am I being too over logical? Or am I not being logical enough? Something like this. All right. But let's go ahead and get into the nitty gritty, juicy stuff of your reading. All right. So, Aries, we start off with the Two of Swords in that reverse position. And we said this could be from around May 1st through the 8th. All right. And again, Aries, thank you for being patient. I try to get these readings all out before May 1st, but it didn't happen until the 3rd today. So I do apologize, but it is all divine timing, and we save the best for last, right, Aries? I have a lot of Aries friends. Anyway, so with this Two of Swords in the reverse position here, Aries, it feels like because, well, let's say this first too, right? It's because it's your first card, it can be picking up energy from the recent past too, still kind of like trickling into your reading. The Two of Swords in reverse would normally be a good reversal. It would be that somebody is now integrating their heart chakra, their emotions with that logical mind we were just talking about. They're now ready to stop sitting on the ground, the cold ground on their feet. Now they're ready to make some kind of decision, or you are, or the environment or the energy is shifting. But it's weird, Aries. It kind of feels like it's this back and forth energy. So it's like somebody or something has made some type of decision here, but then in the second week, they've lost the emotional part. It's like as soon as somebody's like, yes, I'm being more logical, I'm integrating my heart chakra and my logical mind. Then in the second week, with the Prince of Cups in reverse, someone loses the emotional part. Okay. And we said this could be from around May 9th through the 15th. But it could also be that this medium sized opportunity or communication that wanted to come in, that either you were going to give or someone was going to give to you, coming from your spirit guides, guardian angels, what have you, it doesn't happen in the second week because the emotion is then lost. It's like somebody or some energy here is having a hard time balancing between the two, and they keep going back and forth. Because it's like a Two of Swords in reverse, Prince of Cups in reverse, and then the Prince of Swords in reverse. So it's just like you've got these two young men, right? So masculine energy, we all have feminine and masculine energy, but they're both in the reverse position, and they both normally would be some type of offer communication coming in, but they're reversed. Let's, say here too, though, Aries, right? We have Mercury going direct on May 14th, which is in that second week, the Prince of Cups reversed. It stops. Well, it stops from going retrograde backwards, then it's going to slowly move forwards in its normal rotation, right? So that could be a little bit of this here as well. I mean, maybe for some of you guys, Aries, you were hit harder during this Mercury retrograde. Right, we also have Pluto, like we talked about before, going retrograde on May 1st. When I think of truth and justice card, right, Libra energy, Lady Justice always is holding a sword, right? So I always think of swords as truth. When Pluto is in retro, truth can be distorted, or a transformation is going to take longer, right? That's in general for everybody in some shape or form. But let's look what's underneath it, right? And not to worry, right? Because as a foreshadowing, the last two cards in your reading, now the energy starts to pick up by that fourth week, by the end of May, or middle of May, towards the end of May, beginning of June, right? So whatever this back and forth energy is, nothing lasts forever, right, Aries? So it is going to transform But let's see first what's underneath it to get even more insight. And now, this is energy from the past. Okay, so it could be a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years. We have your official card, the Emperor in the reverse position, Aries energy, and then we have the Princess of Wands, right? Oh no, Princess of Pentacles. Sorry, I can't see with the light. And then we have the Princess of Pentacles in the right side up position. Again, we're talking about this past energy to figure out why this Prince of Swords is in that reverse position. Okay. So it could be here, Aries, that in the past, you were not feeling like your normal self, or someone else wasn't feeling like their normal self. Um, Somebody could also have been, or the energy could have been, not as dominant and commanding that normally the emperor would be, right? It's interesting in this Hermetic deck, Aries, they call the emperor the son of morning. The emperor in this deck is also standing on like an eagle, right? So that's why I was talking about the Aries, higher vibrational energy of Aries, right? Being the first sign of the zodiac, right? Commanding presence, but it's reversed for you or for them or for the environment. So somebody here in the past, with this energy in the past, was not feeling commanding, was not feeling like themselves, perhaps also didn't feel supported, right? Because normally we would see the emperor on his throne. That's his chair. That's like, who has my back, right? So maybe in the past, somebody here felt like somebody didn't have their back. And that could be a little bit of why we have this back and forth energy. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to integrate my heart chakra with my logical mind. Sorry, my laundry is going off and it took me out of my zone. So someone in the is doing that, right, for someone else or for themselves in general or for the energy, and then it switches to now the emotions are drained and gone, and now it's like mental confusion again. All this of course is divine timing and happens for a reason. It's like, why am I not feeling like myself, or why am I not able to feel my support system or manifest like I normally do? But Aries, then you have also on the other side in the past, the Princess of Pentacles, Princess of, they call her the Echoing Hills. Hills? Hills. Okay. So it's like, even though this was going on in the past, it also was acting as a catalyst for then this earth sign energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, to come in and bring more grounding and being open to learning something new because she's a princess. But the Princess of Wands, right? She's also got Aries energy above her in this deck. She also has a wheel underneath her, fire everywhere. So it's weird when I first looked at the card because I've had this deck for a while, but it's so detailed. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, I don't remember that, right? But I'm like, oh, it's a fire sign because I see fire down here. But then when I read the meaning of the card, I'm like, oh, it's an earth sign in your Aries fire sign, right? So this earth energy in the past was there to bring some type of grounding here and to soften things up and slow things down a little bit because of that back and forth energy up here. It did feel really fast. Like I remember when I was shuffling for you Aries, like the cards were just like wanting to come out, or they felt like more urgency. Okay. But let's go underneath here too, because you also have another earth sign energy card down here. All right. Or not earth sign, just earth energy. Okay. So now we also have in the past more insight. Again, why this Prince of Swords is in that reverse position. And we have the Three of Staves in the right side up position, also known as Three of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles in that reverse position. Okay, so again, it's like somebody or some energy in the past here, Aries, started to slowly come out and recirculate, started to do small social events in some way, or they got their passion or creativity started to kick up again, or their health or your health started to get better, right? Getting up physically, getting up fired up in our physical body, fire sign energy. But then on the other side, in the past, we have that Nine of Sacred Circles in the reverse position. So then it's like, if I start to socialize, if I start to get healthier, is that going to take away my skill, determination, and focus that I normally am used to relying on? Right? So this Nine of Sacred Circles here feels, Aries, almost like an old pattern that somebody's maybe worried about because they want to change, or you want to change, or the energy wants to change, and it will right over here. But first, it's just kind of figuring out why this is here. It could be that in the past, somebody was not feeling abundant with their finances, with their money, and or it could also be that they weren't feeling valued in some way, and this affected what they were trying to focus on. And then, of course, that affected how they or you were not feeling like yourself, or they or you were not feeling like you could be confident and commanding and in your own power because of what was going down over here. But whatever this is, right? Anytime we have an energetic blockage, gentle reminder or challenge, as I like to say, it's the universe slowing us down for a reason, right? It will be slightly different for everybody, of course, but it is like it's always going to ebb and flow. It's always going to pick up again, right? So thank God, right? Aries, when we get to your fourth week, then you have that beautiful Queen of Swords in the right side up position. Remember, you had like so many swords cards. So now the swords card is not reversed, she's right side up. And how she looks in this deck is she's shown as a little bit humble. So normally the Queen of Swords is a no-nonsense woman that gets things done, right? She's cutting off heads, as they say, okay, as an extreme example. But here she's kind of this Japanese woman or giant queen energy is looking down on one of the Japanese islands. And she's kind of like, hey guys, like I see you there, right? So normally the Queen of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, is very cold and calculated. It's not that she doesn't have emotions, but she only shows them to a select few. But here in this deck, it's encouraging you to maybe show a little bit more so people don't necessarily think that you're cold. Um, to not overextend yourself by doing that, of course, but just a little bit, right? But here, the main thing as well, Aries, is now there's this mental clarity. Now it's using the sword to cut things, obstacles, debris away. Okay, so that's really beautiful and it feels good here for you. So let's keep going and see what else. Okay, so now when we come to your tarot confirmation card, this card is going to come in and confirm all four cards, all 4 weeks that we kind of just talked about. And it is a combination of past and future energy. So you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is really interesting because Pisces had it in a different position, different deck, right? But it is cool, right? Because usually if you are an Aries, you're going to have a lot of Pisces in your chart and a lot of Taurus in your chart. It's usually the sign before and after you that you will have a lot of, right? So if you feel guided, always check out the other one, right? But here we have this energy that is super abundant, right? It's like, yes, now luck is on your side. The wheel is turning in your favor, Wheel of Fortune. Jupiter, right? Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It expands everything it touches, right? We talk about the law of attraction. What I think about, what I talk about comes into being, okay? So now here, your spirit guides, the spirits in general here, Aries, are saying that you can accomplish these things. Um, you have that mental clarity. You have alchemy energy here, the wheels turning, right? Balance. Remember how I said I was talking about, it's really cool, I just noticed it. I was talking about how swords to me talk about truth, right? Lady Justice. Really small on the bottom of this card, it almost looks like the balance scales. I don't know if you guys can see it at the bottom. Mm, it's there, okay? So it's like bringing things into balance. The seasons have changed. It's this ebb and flow of energy. Like it's almost like when the Wheel of Fortune comes in, the energy can be expected and unexpected. Because when we talk about seasons changing, right? Things ebb and flowing, we can kind of predict some of it, but not to the exact degree. It feels that this person, okay, if we're talking about real quickly, and then we'll shift to your oracle card. If we're talking about this woman looking down at the island and almost waving to her kingdom, right? Because she's the queen. I just thought too, what if she's looking at her emotions? That's the water underneath her. And she's just kind of waving to them, like, hey, I know you're there. We cool. I don't normally say that with this card, but if I felt it, like this is you, Aries, or them, or general environment situation, energy, being like, I know my emotions are there. I value my emotions. I don't need to show them to everybody, the depths, but I can be friendlier to myself and others a little bit softer. That makes sense. All right. Okay, Aries, let's see what we have here for you as far as your oracle card. So this time you have bring it into form, and we see this person running in the rain, and there's like these little raindrops, sparkles. All right, so I'm not going to read all of this. I'm going to summarize the best as imagine wonderful worlds of light. You can dream up so many possibilities. Now it is time to bring those possibilities of light into the world. They need to be more than ideas. They need to live and to manifest. The world needs not only your dreams, as beautiful as they are, but also your creations. Get thee to thy desk, thy easel, thy computer. Work, beautiful dreamer. Don't just dream, create. It says, you are being asked to honor yourself with a commitment to complete your inspired tasks. This will help you to grow, and that is a wonderful reason to commit. But there is another reason too. You know that your inspired ideas are worth translating into practical forms so that other people can access them and experience something special too. That's beautiful, right? So it makes me think of that creative energy, again, tapping into the emotions, right? Water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Let's see what else here. It says, this oracle also confirms that the information you need to translate your ideas into form will be provided according to the higher wisdom of life. It may or may not happen by traditional routes. Even if it seems unimaginable, when it is time for something to be born into form, nothing can stop it. It will happen. All right. That's very beautiful. And here is a little meditation if you want to get into more energy of this card. So it goes through this kind of meditation process first, which we won't do, but I'll just get to the little saying here. Okay. It says, I am energized and empowered to bring my ideas to life. I release any fear that they won't live up to the perfection of my own ideas or fantasies. I give them permission to become what they want to be in service to life. In releasing these ideas into form, I open up to receive new ideas and inspirations. I am helped with this process through unconditional love for the greater good. So be it. All right, so that's beautiful. I like that it said, I give them permission to become what they want to be, the ideas or fantasies. That feels like here, Aries, almost what was going on for you in the first 3 weeks. It's almost like when you start to let go of those things, or the other person does, multiple people, general environment, situation, energy, that then it moves into that Queen of Swords energy. I give permission to let those things go. That's cool. I don't know why. I just like that saying there. All right. So that is your reading, dear Aries. And I do hope you got something from it. If you want to check out the photo again, all you have to do is click in the description box below. I will be uploading it shortly. But yeah, always feel free to say hi in the comments or let me know how things are going to play out for you or how they do if you feel guided. But also, there are the free ways to support my channel here if you feel guided, right? So if you haven't subscribed yet, you can. You just hit the subscribe button, and it just notifies you when I put out new videos. If you want to like this video or even dislike it, the more interaction with the video, right? That's why I always say if you want to comment too, but also because I want to hear from you guys. I see you're watching, but I don't hear from you, let's say. But yeah, any interaction with the video does create more views. So it's another great free way to support the channel if you feel guided. So I think I've said this so many times, but for the new people, right, or people who haven't been back in a while, the more likes a video receives in the first couple of days, it does generate more views, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I hate it, but it's part of the machine, as they say. But I do, yeah, want to spread the good energy. So the other great free way to support the channel, my goodness, it's been a long day for me, guys. Bear with me. Is if you want to share it with others, send it to friends or family. Another great way to, yeah, spread the channel around. Spread the love around if you feel guided. But yeah, other than that, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for your energy, your views, and everything. So I will see you guys again soon. But enjoy this time period, Aries, and I'll see you guys later. All right. Bye. Have a good day or night, and I'll see you guys soon. All right. Cleo says bye. You want to come say bye? Come here. Come say bye. Oh, Cleo wants to say bye. Yeah. You want to say bye to Aries reading? Cleo wants to say bye. Say bye, everybody. See you later. All right. Bye, guys. Be a good girl.